Sorry, guys. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Um, okay, I can't respond to that. Anyways, hi. Um, Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. Sorry. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. I was trying to respond to a message and it totally threw me off. So, I'm going to be doing a reading for Blu-rays, okay? It's been quite some time since I've done a reading for Blu-rays, and it just really feels like it's time for a little bit of a Blu-ray update. There's been so many developments in the world, within each of us personally, just like the whole shebang, the whole shebang. You know what I mean? So it becomes this thing of, it becomes this thing of like, where are we at this point? Where are we within our personal journey? Where are we within that collective journey? And as Blu-rays, we kind of serve, it's almost like we serve as front runners for a lot of the things that are occurring in this world, occurring for those of us who have chosen to incarnate at this time in order to ascend to higher levels of dimensional awareness. And a lot of what's going on is the poking the bear, poking the bear, poking the bear in order to get to that point of awareness. For many of us, we don't become aware of things until we've been poked enough times that we don't want to just sit there anymore, until we get enough of that agitation that, we're not willing to remain stagnant. And so, again, it becomes this thing of where are we at this point? So the Blu-ray update, lots of things unsaid will soon be spoken. Ooh. Okay. Oops. All right. We got three decks. They're kind of like color coordinated. Let's see what happens, okay? The energy has been extra ripe. Extra ripe lately. And this ripeness, okay. All of those cards fell out of the deck. We'll add that many more. There. Okay, we'll put this over here. And then we'll go into my deck. Are they high on the Schumann? Mm-hmm. That SR. Ooh. No, that's it. It got shuffled. It got shuffled in there. We're going to leave that alone. It got shuffled. We're not going to look anymore, okay? All right, let me just recalibrate myself. I don't know. It feels like an energy is shifting right now, to be honest. It feels like there's something going on right now that carries with it the potentiality of shifting the perception, your perception of the world, of yourself, all of that. Very fascinating. Very, very fascinating. All right. Okay, I'll put this here as well. Okay. All right. Super interesting. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay. Masculine. The masculine card popped up. I I think part of what's going on with this card has a lot to do with the corrections going on within the masculine, okay? Within the masculine energies, within the masculine aspects of you, within that, positive charge. Um, so masculine energy is positive energy, feminine energy is the negative energy, and it's not positive as in good and negative as in bad, it's just the polarity. um, that side of the polarity, because it's an entire plane of existence, right? That side of polarity is being recalibrated. There's a lot of corrections that are going on within that space. And we have to allow for these processes to occur with minimal interference from us. Minimal interference from us. And for some, depending on your school of thought, I believe it's in quantum. I don't remember. Anyways, just by observing something, you are changing it. You are changing the trajectory. You are changing um, something. And it feels like it's important for you to not look into that right now. You have to make sure you kind of just abstain from that curiosity, allowing yourself to focus on something else rather than the masculine, whatever this represents for you. Don't look into that right now. So it could be something like maybe there is something going on with crypto and you shouldn't look into that right now, right? Because that's something that you're wanting to find a positivity in it. I mean, you're not looking for a negativity, you're looking for a positivity. So don't look into that. It could be something as simple as a male that you're interested in. Don't look into that. Leave that alone for now. Okay. There's a lot of different things that I'm sorry. There's a lot of different things that need to happen. And these things need to happen without any interference at all. Okay. Things are going to intensify. Things are going to get much, much, much more intense. Why do I suddenly feel like someone feels you moving forward? Someone feels you moving on, and it's almost like this sense of they're getting freaked out. I'm just I don't know. Energy is it's not off, it's just intense. It's a um very intense type of energy, focus, fixation. Winter. So I'm assuming that this is something that was initiated during the winter. Okay. This is something that um, began then. Maybe it didn't involve you yet, but it's something that definitely started then. And it's carrying forward, it's carrying through till now. Candles, magic. So this is something that carries with it like so many layers and levels of luminosity and potentiality, some magical potentiality. You have to make sure you do not interfere with this process right now. Manifestation. Watch where your thoughts go. During this period, you might begin to feel negative. You might begin to feel very, very fixated on the difficulties and yada, yada, yada. And you might turn into a more negative type of mindset as you go through that. Um, Gosh, this is intense. It's almost like this sense of you might inadvertently Um, you might inadvertently create some sort of stumbling block, roadblock, if you focus on your frustration. There's a lot of frustration increasing during this period. So many people are feeling very agitated within the world, probably within your social circle, maybe even within yourself. Try your best to remain as neutral as possible. You can experience things that frustrate you, but that doesn't mean you have to like totally lose your mind over it, right? So try and stay in a place of centeredness, guardian. Another guardian has been sent to make sure that you're okay. I don't know if you know who this guardian is. I don't know if this is just an energetic type thing. I don't know if this is a person, because this might actually be a person. This might be a person that you just recently met. Uh Invocation in reverse. So there's no heightened possibility of someone having malicious intent being able to invoke other things, powerful things, to kind of like do favors for them. I don't know if you guys know this, but as of right now, the energy of the world is kind of like in a holding pattern. It's on a lockdown. I don't know if you know realize that. It's almost like you're revving and revving and revving, but you have your e-brake up, right? You have your emergency brake engaged, and so you're not going nowhere, you know? You have that brake engaged, so you're just I don't know, you're about to turn your tires into slicks because you're gonna burn it all up. You're about to pop that tire. You better slow it down. Take your foot off the gas. You don't necessarily have to take your foot off the brake, but you have to take your foot off the gas. Um, it's like this sense of wanting to rush forward, but also wanting to completely stop everything, halt it all. And that just, it doesn't work that way. Okay. It doesn't work that way. So you have to make sure you begin really contemplating what it is that you're trying to do here. What's your objective, first and foremost? What is the actual objective right now? What is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish? And I feel like for most of us, we don't even really function with a goal in mind. I feel like for most of us, we've learned to simply just keep functioning, just keep treading water, like just keep treading, treading. You're not even swimming anywhere. You're not swimming in any direction. You're just treading water. And I mean, what are you going to do? Continue to tread water? If you pause for a moment, yes, your head might go underwater, but maybe underwater you can see where the landmass is. You can see where the steps are, you know? Like you have to get some sort of bearings before you can take that action. And I think part of the reason why you haven't been able to put anything into action is because you haven't been able to get your bearings. You don't know where you are. It's like trying to read a map, not knowing where you were dropped off. That's what I just heard. That would suck. That would definitely suck. Trying to read a map, you don't even know how to read a map, and you don't even know where you got dropped off. So, I mean, if you don't have some basic understandings of like, you need to probably get to higher ground. I mean, I don't know the answer, but for me, logically, I would try and get to higher ground, some type of elevation, so that I can kind of take a look at the landscape and see like what direction should I go towards. I mean, you can't just sit there and just keep being like, I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am. You know, if you get airdropped into a jungle, you literally cannot just sit there and be like, I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am. You have to take care of your necessities. You have to figure out some type of shelter. You have to see what type of food you can gather. You have to try and start a fire or something, ensure that you're going to be safe through the night, right? So it's that sense of, see, incubation, where we're kind of just incubating. We're kind of just baking along, you know, just keep baking. But you can't just keep baking is the thing. You cannot just keep baking. Um, it's someone is hurting. This is beyond frustration. Why are you hurting? It's this weird sense of um that's weird. It's almost like this sense of it hurts your feelings every time you see my face or hear my voice. I mean, I don't want you to hurt. Um, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you to leave. I don't even know who you are. But have you explored why my existence hurts your feelings? Have you explored what it is? Is it the tonal quality of my voice? Is it the manner with which I speak? Um, like your pain is so visceral, it's concerning. I'm gonna leave you alone. All right, fertility in reverse. This is a lack of willingness or ability to rebirth or create. Almost like a diminished creativity, like a writer's block, a creative block of some sort. Um, someone feeling very, very stuck. Who is that energy? Um, so feeling stuck, feeling like, do I know you? Do I know you? So something about it stemming back to autumn, going back to autumn and then obviously after autumn is winter, right? So look, it's this progression and it's almost like, is it going to take, I don't know. I'm discombobulated. I feel discombobulated. Like, what's actually going on here? Um, it's something that someone wants to keep secret, but they're having a hard time keeping the secret. I don't know. I don't know. Contemplating. I'm in a state of contemplation. Do you want me to know who you are? Or do you want to remain anonymous? It's almost like this sense of part of you wants me to know who you are, but a huge part of you wants to remain anonymous. What to do? What to do? Do I breach your space to get your identity? Uh, I'm going to just go on with the reading. So, Blu-ray awakening in reverse. This is telling me that whoever this is that's going through this, there are three forces that keep pushing them down, pushing them down. I mean, it's in reverse, right? Instead of lifting them up, it's pushing them down. It's like these cycles that continue and continue and continue. And this desire for those cycles to end. I mean, you have power over your own life. That's the reality of things. You actually have power over your own life, and you're just convincing yourself that you don't have options. You're convincing yourself that this is the only thing you have. Um, I would beg to differ. I would beg to differ, seriously. And people might be like, well, that's easy for you, Emmy, because you have all the things that you have. Honey, I opted for a parking lot pimpin' stint for like 5 months rather than to return to a place of toxicity. There's options. I'm not saying this from a place of privilege. I'm saying this from a place of life experience. Now, if you don't want to go through the opposite of the blessing that's coming once you choose what you need, that's on you. That's literally on you. You will never be given a blessing you are not capable of appreciating. How do I know this? Life. Life. Look up information on positive disintegration. It's this reaching the top level before you get to the next level, the top level of where you're currently at. Reaching that, finding a ceiling, and instead of punching through that ceiling to get to the next level, instead you go ahead and lower yourself all the way back down to the ground floor because what? Because why? Because why? Because it was hard? You don't think you're worth the effort? Because you are worth the effort. But if you want to continue to choose to believe that you're not, then the people in your environment will continue to choose to behave in the way they behave. Why do most people not cross me in that disrespectful way? Because I'm not having it. That's why. Oh, you think I was going to threaten someone? No, I'm not having it. You want to be disrespectful? You can be excused and go somewhere else. It's fine with me. It's literally that simple. You don't want to behave in a respectful way around me? I won't be around you. But Emmy, what if you have no one left? Then I'll be at peace because that means everyone that was in my environment before I came to a point of just being all by myself were people who were not my people. These were people who were disrespectful of my existence, who found me to be whatever way they found me to be, and felt that it was appropriate to be disrespectful to my sovereign right to exist. Being alone is a place of peace. If you're going to compare it to being an environment where people refuse to give me permission to exist. Don't be so lonely and so averse to yourself that you'd be willing to accept anyone's behaviors, anyone's disregarding you. Now, I don't feel like people need to put me on a pedestal. I definitely don't feel that. Um, but I definitely am fairly certain if you want to fuck around and find out, you're going to get fucked up. What's that mean? That means you're gonna hurt your own feelings because 'cause I'm not gonna be there. That's what that means. Mhm. No, I'm not about violence. I'm just not. I'm capable, but I don't like that unless I have no other option. I don't like that. I really, really don't. I'm not about games either. Say what you mean and mean what you say, or shut the fuck up. It's pretty simple for me. I mean, really, I don't get where the confusion is. It's very, very simple for me. And maybe it's because I've lost my fear of losing people who didn't want me around to begin with, that I just feel so free and I feel so capable, even all on my own. Maybe it's because I've lost all of the people who have gone out of their way to try and convince me some negative thing or another negative thing about me, about my capability. You don't need to have a lot of people in your life. You literally don't. Have you ever stopped to think how maybe if you are the type of person that's extremely social and you need a lot of people in your life, you need a big circle, you need to always be invited to things, that maybe it's because you don't want to be alone. And I always have to question when a client doesn't want to be alone, why? What is so bad about you that you can't be alone? Because I'm going to be bored. Then get to know yourself. Are you saying you're a boring person? Even if I'm all by myself, I won't be bored. Why? I will entertain myself. I'm not even joking. I will figure out a way to entertain myself. If it involves, creating these lush sceneries out of the texture on the wall, yeah, we'll do that. I think a lot of us don't want to be alone because then it forces us to begin really assessing where how our life has gone. And we don't want to know. But if you don't want to know, then you won't know where you are. And then you wonder why you feel lost. I think that's a choice, albeit a subconscious choice. Like, I feel so lost. Okay, well, have you sat down by yourself? Why would I do that? Homie, I thought you said you felt lost. I thought you said you were lost. Yeah, but why would I sit by myself if I'm lost? Uh, you feel lost because you don't know who you are at this point. So that's why you would sit by yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's why. Interference is what I was talking about. A lot of us feel like there's all these other things that we need to get done and all these really important things. And, oh, I'll do that later. I'll do that later. And usually the thing you put later is yourself. Have you noticed you do that? That you consistently put yourself last? Why? Why? Why do you always have to wait till last? Your friends? Your family? They'll survive even without you being present for several days, weeks, months. They can survive without you. For me personally, I came to a point of realization that I consistently did this, consistently was helping other people because I didn't want to help myself. So if I could manage to find someone to help from about 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning all the way through until about 2, 3 a.m. the next day, I'd be too exhausted. I won't have time to address the things I need to address within myself. Eliza says, because it's easier to keep everyone else happy that way. And why are we trying to keep everyone else happy? Why? 'Cause see, I understand this logic, Eliza, because I used to have it. Why was it so important for me to keep everyone else happy? Because I felt like unless I catered to you, I didn't deserve to be in your presence. So allow me to buy my time and my space in your life by catering to everything. In other words, I didn't feel like I was enough. But I'd never say that because logically I convinced myself, no, I'm absolutely enough. I'm a good person. I'm enough emotionally. I don't think I made much progress there for much of my life. And Eliza says, I dislike conflict. Do you dislike conflict because you already have tremendous conflict within you and you don't want to witness it projected outside of you? See, I have a lot of chaos within me. I have chaotic energy. I have chaotic thoughts. I'm just a chaotic person, very, very intense. And I need the house to remain clean to a certain degree. Like it can't ever be messier than that specific minimum amount of cleanliness. Why is that? Because to me, it feels like that internal chaos is being projected externally. And if my external matches my internal, it creates such a level of cognitive dissonance that I begin to fracture. It's a form of avoidance. At some point in your life, you have to make a decision to find the courage that already exists within you to begin addressing the very things that you have used every single thing in your life as an excuse to avoid addressing. And these are the things that, so long as you continue to avoid addressing them, they'll pop back up in friendships, romantic relationships, business partnerships. Life has a way of bringing all of these things out of you. It just does. And then you're left with a choice. Are you going to finally address it? Or are you not? I mean, what are you going to do? And for many of us, that question alone is enough to shut you down. This fire cleanser in reverse, this card again in reverse. So I'm from the Philippines. And I went to the Philippines a few years back. Actually, it's been quite a few years back. And it's this thing of in the countryside, people tend to be rather poor. And when they have trash, what they end up doing is they just kind of incinerate it all. Um, it's not necessarily an issue, except for the fact that sometimes this trash releases toxins into the air and you're breathing that. This fire cleanser in reverse, it reminds me of that scenario where it's like you think you're clearing away your life only to be taking in the toxicity in a different manner. It's like, okay, let's put it in application, right? Because it's a metaphor. You're in an ugly relationship, you're not being treated very good, very well, and you're done with it. You're done with it. You're being treated very, very poorly, very, very aggressively, and you're just done with it. You're done. So you're gonna end that relationship, which good for you. Um, and I mean that, good for you. I'm glad you made a decision for yourself and your peace. and your well-being. But you end that relationship only to, you know, start a new relationship because you didn't want to address it, right? It's hard being alone, and the easiest way to get over a relationship is to start a new one. And this, we call it a rebound, right? So you start a new relationship, which then very quickly becomes the same damn thing. The same relationship that you just got out of, this time with a new person. And quite a few people will look at that type of situation and be like, I just don't have any good luck. There's no good men in the world. All men are dogs. Well, honey, if you keep trying to be the dog whisperer, that's what you're going to find is the dogs. What are you looking for? Are you using the same standards that helped you catch the last one for this new one? See, when I was a lot younger, when I was in my early adulthood, because I met my husband when I was pretty young, um, people used to make fun of me. They used to tease me. They're like, "Oh my god, you date anybody? You don't. She doesn't have a type, honey. If I break up with a boy, I'm not gonna find the same type of boy." Like, no, no. And I think that's a lot of the problem that people have when it comes to dating is that, and maybe I'm off the mark here because I'm not a serial dater. I'm kind of just like, leave me alone. um, what I noticed is people will create this imagery of the type of person that they like. And, it's based strictly on aesthetics and this made up person that they saw in a movie. And then they wonder why, it crashes and burns. Well, I mean, it was a it was a character from a movie. You're not going to have that. That's a made up person that that doesn't exist, And then we keep looking for this thing and we keep trying to clear away, clear away, clear away, only to realize instead of the trash piled up, you now have the trash inhaled. And taking this metaphor a step further, your lungs take in your breath being the words of truth spoken by your own soul, spoken by God directly to you. If you injure your lungs, you greatly reduce your ability to receive the truth as it's given to you by your own divinity. It's up to you. It's up to you how you want to proceed. These are cycles. These are cycles over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Cycles, nothing but cycles of the same type of struggle, same type of pain, to the degree that it happens to you so much that you begin to truly believe deep into your core that this is just how life is. And I promise you, that is not how life is. That is how life has chosen or has been selected to be. I mean, why would I choose that? You tell me. You're the one making the choices. How the hell would I know? You tell me. Why did you choose that? Well, I don't have an answer for you. I don't know why you chose that. Maybe it was something that you picked up as a kid, as a little kid. Maybe someone said something to you in some sort of way, and you internalized that and you projected it into your environment and made it your reality. I don't know. That's why it's so important to pause. You got to pause. You got to allow yourself to assess, where are you at this point? You're not where you were last week, I tell you that much. With the way the energies present themselves, I have no doubt you have had some type of growth. Just in the past week, you have grown. You have allowed yourself to become more of who you actually are. That's beautiful, but there's still a lot to heal. There's still a lot of conversations that need to take place between the self and the soul. Self and soul. Okay. Oh, hey. Royal return. So, you know, I had to woosah. I had to woosah. Woosah. um, what flower is this? Dogwood? Hold on. No. Let's see. No. There's a secondary message to this, but I don't know what it is. Let me see. Burr, 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 burr. So, Crow, you're on the verge of manifesting something you've been working towards for a while. Be very watchful over the next couple of days for any clear omens or signs that will guide you and teach you. Expect a big change very soon. You've noticed something that's out of balance or an injustice that hasn't been addressed, and it's important to speak up about it. You're about to get a glimpse into some future event that affects you directly. I need to see the cards. Trap. Okay. Card number 22, reborn from darkness, but it's in reverse. So this is not being reborn from darkness. This is a continuation of a toxic darkness. Hold on. Okay, security, a helping hand. All right. Okay. All right. Ace of Cups, security, a helping hand. So you're going to have some help. I don't know if it's from your higher self or it's from a human being or what. You're going to have some help with whatever this shadow thing is. Something's coming up from the deep. Can we just end the reading? Jesus. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Okay. All right. Card number 45. Awaken. Gnosis. So I'm assuming this is a trauma-induced accretion, because if something from the shadow is coming up from the belly of the beast, it's going to cause you to wake up in it. It's going to cause you to be freaking wide awake, is it not? And then we have the Four of Cups in reverse. New possibilities, new relationships, new approaches to old problems, new knowledge. Ooh, knowledge applied is wisdom. wisdom accepted, lived in is gnosis. So, okay. But there's something that's a trap. There's a trap being laid before you. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. There's a trap. Um, Good question, Eliza. Up from the deep within ourselves or popping out of the darkness like a scary clown type thing? Um, I don't know. I think that it depends on the individual. Because for some, this is nothing but a method to um, initiate an accretion cycle, ascension cycle, trauma induced accretion. Let's see. La 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 la. Bow to your partner. Then you turn around. Okay, 9 of staves in reverse. Obstacles, adversity, delays, disaster, ill health. So it's a lot of awakening in reverse. You're doing this backwards. This is going to be a reverse process. Reverse osmosis is what I heard. Um, so, okay, let's kind of take a look really quick. What's the process of awakening? Usually, first it's isolation, and then it becomes this thing of contemplation and involution for the evolution, right? And then comes this thing of challenge, adversity. Something is causing you to apply what you're learning. Um, it's making my scalp itchy. Like in reverse. You'll be isolated at the end of this. When you put your spine in reverse, one of the easiest ways to do that is to go on one of those inversion tables, right? And with that, part of the benefits of an inversion table is creating traction. It's like some sort of traction therapy, creating that space between your vertebrae, allowing for that synovial fluid to kind of just, go through. Um, I love this. Hold on. Sorry. So that inversion table, synovial fluids, allowing all of that energy frequency to free flow. Um, Compression is not as pronounced. Another benefit is increased blood flow to the brain. Um, so what is all of this about? See, like these two cards. Innocence and 10 of cups, happiness, good things, party or celebration. See that? So 10 of cups, card number 19, 1 plus 9 is 10. So it's like a 10-10, right? But I don't understand. I don't understand the awakening in reverse, going through the process in reverse, reversal of molecular compaction. Is that what it is? I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to have to leave that alone because I'm not too sure what that means. I'm not too sure what that means. There's a lot of like conflicting energies in this reading because the next card is innocence, and then we have the Ten of Cups, which is traditionally a really nice, lovely celebration card. But then we also have this Ten of Swords in reverse. It's not a good picture. So let's see what that means in reverse. Benefit, profit, improvement, passing, success, temporary favor, momentary advantage. So it's a momentary advantage. If you use this period to decompress, to allow yourself to realign, um, that can help you to stand taller, to maybe have an improvement in your stance in life. I don't know. This energy is odd. It's odd. It's an odd feeling. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right. It's a very odd feeling. All right. Card number 10, Neptune, sacrifice. The whole idea of compassion is based on a keen awareness of the interdependence of all these living beings, which are all part of one another and all involved in one another. So, this connectivity, you're directed into an area which may feel like it's unknowable. Surrendering to the mystery may work best for you now. Um, I definitely believe something is manipulating the energies to swing from side to side. I feel like polarities are being reversed. I feel like a whole bunch of different things are going on, energetically speaking. Um, it's like a tug of war. It's this tug of war that's happening. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure what needs to happen. Okay. We don't exist in a state of interdependence right now. We exist in a state of codependency. How many of you know how to defend yourselves if there's an intruder that breaks into your home without calling 911? How many of you know how to defend yourselves, defend your family? What would you do? How many of you know how to grow your own food, process your own meat, store your own food, long-term storage? How many of you know how to do that? How many of you know how to sew, how to repair clothing, how to repair shoes? How many of you are capable of teaching your children how to read, arithmetic, science, social studies? How many? How many of you know how to do all of those things? Society is structured in such a way that it creates a codependency. A codependency. And it's this thing of, it's just like dealing with a narcissist. We are in a relationship with a narcissist, and this narcissistic relationship is coming to an end. And it's always at the end that you really, truly see what the narcissist is capable of. You really begin to truly see the narcissist is capable of so much ugliness, so much. The type of desperate attempts to keep you intertwined. Let's really take a look at the past 2 years. They destroyed all the moms and pop stores. They destroyed it with a forced lockdown. For what? For what? I'm getting riled the fuck up at this point. For what? For what? For nothing. To create a dependency. So, Neptune sacrifice. Neptune is a place of beauty in that which is ethereal and not so easily reached. Neptune is inspired visions coupled with nebulous thinking. It represents glamour, the word glamour coming from the French word grimoire, and connected to the word grammar, meaning to create magic or to cast a spell. With a Neptune card, it will be difficult to get to the bottom of the issue. You may see smoke and mirrors, find yourself engulfed in nefarious mists, with blame cast on the wrong person or reason. Listen to those words. I'll say it again. You may find yourself engulfed in nefarious mists with blame cast on the wrong person or reason. With this card, you want to be absolutely clear and out front with everything. Neptune is a planet of sacrifice, so you may be asked to sacrifice something, usually related to ego, for some greater good. I'm not willing to. I am my greatest good possible in this life. What now? I'm not willing to. I'm no longer willing to sacrifice any parts of me. I've done that for too long, and I'm not willing to. No. Hell no. I'm not willing to sacrifice myself anymore. So then what now? Because that sounds like propaganda. That sounds like the very things that we keep being told. That sounds just like it. Sounds just like it. I'm not willing to. So then what happens? You realize so many of these light workers, star seeds, whatever the heck people identify as, outside of human, that's like the most effective way, efficient way to manipulate you into compliance. Excuse me. Adopt your vernacular and use your very vernacular to be the method with which you are now in a state of compliance. You have to start thinking for yourself. You have to start living in a way where you understand the gravity of your goodness. You are a good person. You don't need other people to validate that. Most people have no idea what it is I do when I'm not on a live stream. Most people have no idea what I do. What am I doing? I'm not sharing it. So how would you know? And if you don't know what I'm doing, because really there's 24 hours in a day, live streams are about 90 minutes. 90 minutes out of 24 hours. What am I doing for all of those other hours? And if you don't know, how can you actually judge me? How can you negatively judge me to the point of condemnation? You can't. Just like you can't actually sit there and be like, Emmy is a very good person if you have no idea of the goodness that I do. It works both ways. How often are people in your presence? These people who are you're looking for them to validate you. How much time have they spent with you? How much time? So when most people provide me these amazing compliments, I try to be grateful. I don't really know how to receive a compliment still. I'm learning. I'm trying really hard to just accept it. Like, I don't understand why you would say these nice things to me. It's weird to me. I will just say thank you and be genuinely grateful. But people who have spent, any length of time with me and they compliment me, that like really touches my heart. Like, oh my God, you've really seen who I am and what I do when I'm not on the screen. And so when you tell me I'm a good person, it's like, you really think I am. Oh my gosh. You really think I am? Wow. You just validated what I was hoping was right. This feeling that I'm a good person. But short of that, where I've spent so much time with you, I don't know why you're saying those nice things to me. I'm just going to believe it. That's your truth in some way. We have to release that type of logic. Hold up. Let go. The universe shall provide what we need. The universe will provide all of the pain and suffering you need to be able to choose for yourself to do something to get what you need. Statement, all wrapped into one. A full on statement, complete in itself. You will not be given anything you do not earn. That includes the knowing, that includes the maturity. You just will not be given things because you will it into being. Everything I have, I earned, including your respect, including the type of consideration you give me. It was not just given to me, I earned it. I worked so hard to earn it. Everything I have earned. I am not entitled to anything, not money, not help, not anything. I earn it. And we have to exit out of that mindset that is taught so much and creates so much suffering, because it's like, well, why am I not receiving? I see that person and that person getting, and I'm trying to manifest. Why am I not manifesting? Honey, you need to earn it. You gotta earn it. You have to do the work that needs to be done. You have to take that knowledge, transform it into action. Wisdom is knowledge applied, knowledge put into action. That's what's actually wrong with the spiritual movement. It's the same damn thing as traditional religion. They just changed the words. So this whole time I thought, like, traditionally religious people thought I was just so wicked. So wicked. Because I can do readings, I can scan people, I can see things about you that you don't say. Like, I totally know so much. If I want to know about you, I can. It's so easy. And then I was in this workshop, amazing workshop, I must say. I really enjoyed myself. And it was hosted by a husband and wife who are Christian, lovely couple, very knowledgeable in the subject matter that the workshop was on, and they conducted themselves beautifully. I really have an appreciation for them. But they took it upon themselves. First, they asked, of course, which that increased my level of respect for them. But they took it upon themselves to prophesize over people. I laugh because it's just I just could not identify as this. Ever since I was little, I was called a prophetess. I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna identify as that. Are you kidding me? The last prophet that came, y'all crucified him. I'm good. I'm so good. I'm not no prophetess. I don't know what y'all do to me if I say yes, I am. Uh-uh. Should we call this a reading? Shall we call this prophetic session? I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Just different words are being used. Just like, you know, if you do things I don't say are okay, you're a sinner. If you do things I don't say, you're not enlightened. Sinner. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, "Oh, I'm a Protestant. I'm Baptist. I'm, you know, I'm Lyran. I'm Syrian." Y'all, it's the same thing. The compete compare program runs strong in this plane of existence. It's the same thing. And you're letting people who are teaching you the same things, confining you to the same boxes. Just because this box now has crystals instead of a cross, you've been liberated, you're free. You're a free thinker, but you don't think for yourself. You wait for someone who is a guru to tell you what to think. That's not free. That's not free. Religion, you're not allowed to question. You have to have faith. Someone in a position of authority, of power, has told you what to believe. You cannot question that. No, no, you cannot. That's the same thing that I personally witnessed, where someone in a position of authority within a group, you can't question him. There's some I know a couple of people who think they're Jesus, right? uh, um, Mm. I know some people. There's several. Oh my god. There's several. I know several people who think they're believe wholeheartedly that they're Jesus reincarnated. And they usually, like, are super toxic and trying to own people. Uh, and this one person who was, like, really just livid that I questioned him during a live stream. Oh, he took it a step further. He's not God. He's beyond God. I was like, What's beyond God?" I don't understand. I'm very limited in my perception. I don't Well, what is beyond God? I had to get off the live stream, privately message one of my girlfriends, like, "Hey, so there's just like Jesus and then there's God, but what's beyond God?" I don't know. What is he talking about? 'Cause I was just like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I just wanted to know about this project that you're trying to have all of us pay for. And I'm just curious, like, do you realize what you're creating? Because I see what you're creating. I have a real understanding of what that is, and I want to make sure you understand. Um, you're attempting to use resonance through crystals to rip a hole into the matrix. And this bridge you're creating, it bridges into fourth dimensional, the playground of demonics. I'm just wondering if you know this. because we're not allowed to question. And then he had a fit, an absolute fit. It just cracks me up because he had a fit to the point where he said he's beyond God, and I was like, "Wait, what's beyond God?" I don't understand. I don't know. Grimoire, grammar, glamour, spell casting, trying to get you under their spell. I'm good off all of that. If I'm not allowed to question, don't talk to me then. Because I'm going to question you, either to your face or quietly. I'm going to question everything because that's what I do. I question. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Card number 39, air element communicating. All action results from thought, so it is thoughts that matter. It's your thoughts that help to regulate your emotions, and your emotions are basically the fuel for manifestation. Just saying. Just saying. Think it over first. Put some mental effort into it before you put your talk into action. Be logical, sort it out. The air element is about being objective and becoming mentally inspired. When we think of air, we think of clouds and sky and what connects us to the beyond. Air is all about the lofty thinking, being broad minded and expansive. Okay. Um, hmm. Those governed by air signs are mentally inclined and tend to distance the emotions. I think this is right. Eliza, let me know because I couldn't find an answer. I couldn't find an answer. So let me know if you find out, Eliza. I gotta stop. So, um, you have to distance yourself from the emotions because I think during this period, there's going to be another program that's being run. You know what? I'm going to finish up this reading for all of my members for the Soul Sanctuary. Love. I'm going to launch a reading. I need to talk to you guys about some of the things, some of the downloads I've been getting, some of the, you know, some of the information I've been getting. And it's some pretty important information that clearly I can't talk about on live streams, public live streams, because YouTube is a biznatch. But I am definitely willing to talk about it in private live streams. We can talk all the shit we want. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So I'm wrapping this up here. If you are part of my exclusive membership, meet me over there. Over there. Meet me over there. Okay. Are we going to talk about it? If you want to be part of that conversation, I think I still have, hold on. Let me see. Let me see if the crawler. Yes, I do. Hmm. Here you go. Bada bing, bada boom. Join us for our exclusive chats where we go much deeper into topics we can't discuss in the public domain. If you're ready to jump down the rabbit hole, go to our website to sign up. What's the website? thesoulsanctuary.love. Go there, sign up, and I'm going to be talking some mad shit over there. I'm gonna be talking. I'm gonna really just let it be known. Thank you, Moonrock. I'm gonna be letting it be known. Okay, there's just some stuff to talk about. Some serious stuff to talk about. And I've just, in case you guys haven't noticed, I haven't done expedites. I haven't done energy work for you guys on live streams. There's a reason why. And I'm done keeping my mouth shut. Michael says that's fine. Thank you for giving me permission. I he's talking beyond Brahman. I I don't know what he was talking about, but I'm gonna leave that be. So I'll catch all my members over there on that side of things. Give me about 5, 10 minutes. And